Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United news as Erik ten Hag discusses publicly his opinion on Manchester United being up for sale and how it's a very positive thing for Manchester United. We've also got an update from, is it Avram Glazer? It's Avram Glazer. Yeah, we've got an update from Avram Glazer about the sale and their expectations there. And the Glazers potentially trying to create a bidding war. What a surprise that is, to create a bidding war, effectively. So lots to discuss about on the show this morning, none more so than Erik ten Hag's excitement at new owners. And I think look, I don't normally give my opinion right at the start, but what I would say is that it's Thursday, it's a positive show, hooray, hooray. No, but it is a positive show because it is a positive update from the manager. Look, I'm a big fan of Erik ten Hag. There is a bias there, I admit. I'm a big fan of ten Hag. I wanted him, and I think he's the right manager for Manchester United. But I also think he speaks a lot of sense. And I think that, when you've got the manager of Manchester United speaking openly about the benefits of new owners, which we'll go through his quotes in a minute, that's very significant. Very, very significant. And yet Liverpool are for sale. So there's a lot to get into in the show today, and we'll start off with some quotes from Erik ten Hag. So ten Hag has said this; these are direct quotes. Richard Arnold told me Man United owners are open to selling the club. The Glazers have been open and transparent. I was informed by the club, but I'm not talking with the owners about the issue of the sale. And my information is this, that a new takeover will only be good things because there will be more investment possible, which is good. And I think that's something, there's a lot more to discuss, but big love from Australia, says Josh. Thanks everyone who's tuning in this morning. That is absolutely significant. The fact that Erik ten Hag has said that, look, my information is that the sale of the club will be a good thing because it will lead to good things and more investment, which is good. So that's an excitement from the manager to know that investments not just investment in the playing squad. We know that it's investment in the coaching, in the back room, in the stadium, of course. But Erik ten Hag may, if I'm blunt, Erik ten Hag won't be here to see a new stadium if United continue like they have done over the last decade. Now, I'm not saying that Erik ten Hag won't see the new stadium, whether it's renovated or brand new, but it's going to probably take 5 to 10 years to do a new stadium or renovate Old Trafford. Well, no manager in the last 10 years has lasted more than 3. So Erik ten Hag's excitement about investment around the new stadium isn't really going to be the thing that's going to attract him. I think he'll want to see a new stadium and he'll want to be here in 10 years, and we want him to be here in 10 years. But when he says investment in the club is a good thing, and I'm hearing good things, he's talking about things that are going to benefit him in the short term. Getting the best right back possible, getting the best striker, getting the best midfielder, getting the best centre back, getting the best coaches. These are things that are really, really what Erik ten Hag is talking about. So if you're tuning in a bit late, this is the biggest quote that he says. My information is that the new takeover will only be good things because there will be more investment possible, which is good. We've spoken about the culture we want. We spoke about objectives, goals, and the culture. And Richard Arnold confirmed it won't change. It will be even better because more money will become available for this project. So, look, I mean, there's a bit of a concern there. I don't want Richard Arnold to stay. I don't. I think if you're going to have a new start, you need a new start. I don't think Richard Arnold is particularly good at his job. I don't think I've never met the guy for a start, which I think when you've got we've got the biggest Manchester United, arguably, and there's been no contact from the club about that. So I think that's a massive failure straight away. It shows an arrogance. They'll speak to certain people, but not to others. I think that's not inclusive. But that's a minor thing. My major issue with Richard Arnold is that he is the CEO and he presided over many mistakes in the summer. And I don't see enough sackings at Manchester United. I really don't. I think that there are many positions around the board and around recruitment that are failing and failed again in the summer. We spent a lot of money, but I feel that we spent it badly. I think we could have got Gakpo if we hadn't overspent on 2 or 3 other players. So I think that the project, Richard Arnold speaking to, does that not concern you a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. Look, I think ultimately we'll end up with more money, but when Erik ten Hag is saying about the sale, Richard Arnold told me that the culture and the objectives won't change. it'll be even better because more money will become available. Does that lean towards, and I might be wrong, does that lean towards the fact that Richard Arnold already knows who's going to buy the club, and it is American investment, and they will keep in place a lot of the current board? It's the first time I've ever thought that. I know there is a strong rumour around that it will be US investment that takes over Manchester United. But do you think that US investment may have already had conversations about the structure of the club and how it will pretty much continue the same with more and more? I mean, look, the Glazers going is a good thing. But a new owner coming in and saying we're not going to change anything, we're just going to put more money in, you've still got the clowns at the circus. So I want complete change, apart from the manager, and I want complete change above that. I don't want the same recruitment. I don't want the same board. I think we do need a change. Matty, thank you very much for your super chat. But look, going back to the positive, and the major positive is this. Erik ten Hag saying that my information is that it will be good things and there'll be more investment, which is good, and saying that even the culture and the plans and the goals and the objectives that they set will be even better because more money will become available for the project. He said, I look around at the Premier League and they all have the opportunity to invest. So it's not taken Ten Hag long to realise that he's got a problem at Man United. And people will say, well, he spent 200 million quid. What are you talking about? But that squad, even before Ten Hag came in, we've done many a show where we have basically said that Manchester United, I still think we need another $500 million on that team. Forget 200 million in the summer. I still think we need another 500 million. And I said it before the summer, I think we need somewhere between 500 and 700 million spending on that team if you want to compete. If we can raise $1 billion for investment by selling 20-25% of the club, then that's better than the current state of play. Glazers won't sell 100% facts, says Charlie. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that as well. And Shahir has been a member for 5 months. Once the new owners see how badly the club is run, hopefully there'll be sackings, says Shahir. Well, there is a bit of a concern comment that I do want to talk about, which is from Avram Glazer, which is in relation to potentially not selling. But we'll talk about that when we've gone through the major part, which are Erik ten Hag. So Erik ten Hag also said that, look, in relation to investment, I look at the competition around us and they all have the opportunity to invest. It's a tough competition, the Premier League. It's between 7 or 8 clubs. That's a change in circumstances when you compare with 5 or 10 years ago. So the competition is now much tougher, which I agree with him. And he said, I think it's also about strategy, not just money. It's clear that when you don't have the right players and quality players, you will not be successful and achieve the targets that you set. And again, that's just another big indication from Erik ten Hag that it is about money, really. That squad that he's got doesn't have the quality that he needs.